Spartans won't foul. Their season will come to an end. At 23-10 overall, a Big Ten title banner hanging at the Breslin Center now. The right wing three from Roundtree is no good, and AG has the rebound. 10 seconds left. AG into the front court, to the cup, up with the right hand, and lays it in. UNC will hold it, clock winding down. Spartans lose, their season is over. It comes to a conclusion in the second round of the NCAA tournament.
Well, obviously disappointed. We're a better team than what we showed, and give credit to North Carolina. I think they came out, really got into us and pressured us, but I thought we had some really good looks. I thought Becca had some really good looks, particularly early. She just didn't knock down, but you can't shoot 31% against anybody and anybody good. I think anytime you come off a loss to end your season, certainly for us, to North Carolina, who was one game away from a Final Four and an opportunity to beat them on their home floor, I felt like we came up short, obviously, but in some ways it just spawns you into a more intense, more focused, more competitive off season. And for us, that's what we talked about. Is sometimes you have to learn from losses. And, if you don't, that's when your program can get in trouble. So for us, it's about learning to be the best we can be and to push ourselves in the off season. We talked a lot about the off season, about being about me, and now we're come September, it's about we. But that me time in the spring and in the summer is an opportunity for our kids to really invest in their games and work on some of the things that maybe showed a little bit in the NCAA tournament in terms of how they were defended or what kind of respect they were given in scouting reports.
I don't think that we ended the season very well with the loss to Nebraska in the Big Ten tournament and then the loss to North Carolina in the NCAA tournament. We had the potential last year to be a tournament team and make a good run. I thought we had a lot of talent, and I thought that was the year. And so that North Carolina loss, was a bitter taste in my mouth for a long time. Even now, this is my last time to make a tournament and try to make something happen, because last year, I thought that it was going to be that year.
Last year was a very up and down year. We started off kind of slow, struggled with the preseason a little bit, but I feel like once everyone kind of bought into what we were trying to accomplish and really just kind of came together, I feel like that's when we hit the incline and just really took off. I feel like everyone bought into the defense, offense, and I think that's really when we just kind of turned the corner and started winning games and playing together.
Good luck on your senior year. Those fast,
37, 38 years I've been in the business. I started coaching when I was 25 years old. I think the one thing that separates champions from the also-rans is leadership and toughness, and I think those two words go together. You know, in my experiences and my own personal experience as a head coach, my best teams were those that were player-led, not coach-led. And that's what we had last year. And that's what we're more or less heading in that direction right now with this team this year with our two seniors. Because the torch has been passed from the Big Ten championship team last year to this new team. It's a whole new team. Now our leadership is Jasmine Hines and Becca Mills.
I definitely think winning a championship changes, you know, a lot of what we do. I mean, obviously, like, we're really proud of, you know, winning the championship, but also understanding that it took a lot of hard work to get to where we were last year, and, you know, we had a lot of obstacles and a lot of adversity. Just kind of knowing that with all of that, we still won a championship, and just knowing that, like, what we did last year and we're so successful, that we can do that again this year with whatever problems we do have.
Score 23.
Even though we won the Big Ten, we didn't win the Big Ten tournament. We didn't go past the second round in the NCAA tournament. I've yet to make it in the past the second round into the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament. I lost a bunch of games at home that I didn't want to lose last year. So, you know, some goals I've made this year is make a Sweet 16, not lose at the Breslin Center. So even though we won the Big Ten title last year, I think for me personally, I definitely don't feel complacent. I definitely think that I'm, you know, striving for more this year to finish out my senior year.
Spartan score number 4, Jasmine Hines.
Always believed that when you have great leadership, you're going to accomplish amazing things. Player-coach teams are different than coach-coach teams, and it sounds silly, but that's just the way it is. When the players hold themselves to a standard that is maybe even higher because of the person to the right and to their left, and it's because a captain has brought that unity and that connection, it certainly makes a difference on your team.
The Spartans in the white, the Eagles in the green. The Spartans will work from left to right. Aerial Powers is at the center circle along with Jamaica Buckner. The ball is tossed in the air. The tip is won by the Eagles, and we are underway for the first time this season. Back up top to Morrissey. Into the lane, Mills out to the left corner. Powers steps back for the three and got it. Spartans on the board first. Spartans lead 5-1. They have the basketball working from left to right. Up ahead to Lumpkin, who goes to the rack and lays it in. First 2 points of Lumpkin's career. Back to Jankowska on the left wing. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Powers on the right wing. Drives to the free throw line. Pulls up for the J and got it. Nothing but net from Aerial Powers, and the Spartans regain the lead. Hand off to Mills. She curls to the top, picks up the bounce into the left corner. Morrissey, wide open three, and it's in. Anna Morrissey knocks down the three ball for Michigan State. Powers. Chest pass to the near side, Jankowska, wide open three. It is no good. Offensive board, Lumpkin back up and in. Pass stolen away by Aerial Powers. She lobs it up ahead to Anna Morrissey into the lane. Bounce pass to Jankowska, up with the left hand, and it's good. And the Spartans lead 54-40. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Under 2 minutes to go in the game. Spartans only leading by 4. Left around the screen, Jankowska bounces it to Morrissey, left corner three, that's in! Big free ball by Anna Morrissey. There's the buzzer, the Spartans win, and they start the season 1-0 with a 69-61 win against Eastern Michigan.
You know, just to see her always want to do well in her academics and her studies, just It's great to see because she works so hard on the basketball court, but then she also works so hard in the classroom, and we haven't really seen it pay off yet as far as her career after college, but she's going to be able to go on and, you know, have choices of jobs in the field that she wants.
I was recruited by schools all over the country, really. I actually wasn't considering Michigan State until the summer going into my senior year of high school. So I had other offers that I was choosing between, and then Michigan State kind of swooped in during the summer, and it was a no-brainer, really. It's less than an hour from home, so it's fun to play in front of family and friends and get to see my family quite often. Also, the Broad Business School is huge. It's nationally ranked. The accounting program is extremely highly regarded, so that was definitely a plus for me. And then just the coaches, the team, the girls I spent time with when I visited, it was just a huge family atmosphere. It seemed like the right fit.
I love Kara Miller. I just have to say, I think she epitomizes everything a Spartan is about. You know, Spartans will. That's what Kara is. I mean, she just wills herself every day to be the best she can be in the classroom with a 3.9+ GPA. Defensively is probably her greatest gift. She does a great job defensively because she's always in position and she thinks ahead and she's so intelligent.
I mean, academics is one thing that I have total control over, so whatever happens, that's on me. So that's something I do take a lot of responsibility for and take a lot of pride in, because that's completely in my control, something, you know, I can work for and see results immediately. So that's something that I really focus on. I think a lot of times in college you get here and there's so many unknowns, especially with basketball. You know, you can't control everything, and things are going to happen that you aren't going to be able to do anything about. But academics, it's all on me.
It's internal. It can't be anything but that. You know, I've coached kids that were academic All-American Player of the Year. You know, and those kids were unique. You know, they didn't have a lot of distractions. I think if you ask any of the coaches about Kara Miller, they'll all say the same thing. You know, they have a deep respect for her in that, yes, she's a really bright kid, but what separates her as an athlete and as a student is her intense work ethic. I spoke to her yesterday as they're going through warm-ups. I said, "Are you ready for this exam?" She has an exam today in accounting. She goes, "Well, I was up until 2 a.m. last night. It'll probably be an all-nighter tonight as I'm preparing for this." That's who she is, and that's how she approaches the game, too. You know, if you come in, you know, sometimes you get here at, you know, 8 o'clock in the morning and she'll be in the gym. She'll be dribbling through cones, or she might be shooting on the gun. You come in late at night, you may find her in here. She's one of those kids that is so focused and so motivated to do well in everything that she does.
One thing that's unique about her is she really does. She always comes in and wants to know, like, okay, what if I get this? Where's my grade stand? And she's always thinking about what's next, kind of just not what's in the moment. Even thinking about next semester and, you know, what classes she's gonna take her senior year. You know, from very first year she's here, she's already was planning out her 4 years here. She's going to graduate early in next fall, so she's kind of been always on top of it, always thinking about what's next. And you don't see that in a lot of students, even good students. You don't see they're not always thinking about what's next year, what's the year after that, what am I going to do when I'm done with my degree so early on.
When I was younger, I actually played boys baseball, so I was like the only girl in the whole league, so that's probably where I get some of my toughness. I played soccer. But basketball was pretty much the main focus throughout high school. I gave up other sports after my sophomore year and played basketball all year round.
Probably one of the best attributes that I appreciate about Kara Miller is her toughness. You know, I think at this level, kids have a hard time figuring out if they're hurt or if they're injured, and there's a difference. When you're injured, you're out. When you're hurt, you fight through. And Kara Miller epitomizes that piece where she just knows that I can push through almost anything. She's one of the toughest kids I've ever coached. You know, she's broken her nose 3 times, and the first time she broke it this fall, she broke it, played an entire practice. I mean, full on. We had scrimmage sessions, we had quarter court, full court, defense, diving for loose balls. I had no idea. And afterwards, she walks up to me after practice and said, "Coach, I think I broke my nose." And any other kid in our program, if that would have happened to them, they might have been out for a month, you know. But for Kara, she just kept playing through the practice. And I said, "Why'd you do that?" She said, "Well, Coach, I just figured we were a little down in numbers, and so I know the team needed me, and so I just kept playing. 2 days later, she had surgery, had missed one practice and came back and was on the court and wore a mask. I call it the Phantom of the Opera mask, and she hates it, and she doesn't want to wear it. But I think it says a lot about her. She wore it for 4 days and said, okay, I'm pretty good now, and took it off. And this kid is playing basically with a broken nose, and there's probably a good chance she'll break it again and again. But her toughness to me is something that I so appreciate and value and respect about her, and she's special.
I'm a perfectionist, so if I'm not getting everything right, that's how I want things to be. So academically, I get stressed out if things aren't perfect all the time, so I guess that drives me. On the basketball court, I always want to prove myself and be competitive and just do what I can for the team, so that's big enough to drive my passion for that.
Tonight for Michigan State, you got to make sure you play a good ball game to make sure you keep it close.
In order to be the best, you have to play the best. That's exactly what's in front of the Michigan State Spartans tonight. It's a big-time opportunity. I'm excited to see what growth we might see from Game 1 against Eastern Michigan here tonight against the Fighting Irish.
Canada dribble to the top of the key. Bent over the bounce, guarded by Lloyd. Chest pass to Morrissey on the left wing. Bounce pass to the left block. Mills turns around for a jumper, and it rattles around and in. Spartans are on the board thanks to Becca Mills, who pours in the first 2 points. No good, rimmed out. Ball loose on the floor, battle for it. Mills wins the 50-50 ball. Handoff to Powers, who lays it in. Bounce guarded by Allen. Chest pass to the near side. Jankoska catch and shoot 3. Got it! And the Spartans knock down their first 3 ball. Lloyd drives in, and a charge taken by Anna Morrissey. Anna Morrissey takes the charge inside, and that takes us to a timeout. So the Spartans go into the first break, have some momentum. Morrissey to Powers at the top of the key. Powers, crossover dribble, steps inside the arc and buries the jumper. Terrific move by Ariel Powers. Lob down low to Miller, makes the catch. One dribble, has to get it back out. Powers drives the baseline, inside to Hines. One dribble, up with the right hand, and battles around and in. Spartans retake the lead. They're up 29-27. Inside, Turner can't put it in on the lob, and Ariel Powers has the loose ball in the lane. Hand off to Lumpkin, spin up and in. Terrific find from Powers to Lumpkin, and Lloyd has it on the far left wing. Drives the baseline, stopped by a wall. Double team, then stripped by Jankoska. Morrissey into the front court, gives it to Jankoska, to the cup with the right hand, and lays it in. Picked up by Hines, she's blocked by Turner. Picks it back up, gives it to Powers, to the cup, and lays it in. And the foul on Turner, and Powers is heading to the line. Dribble to her left, kicked out left corner, a 3 from Lumpkin, it is good. The game, Powers into the front court, up to the top of the key, over the right wing, drives to the cup, floats it off the glass, and rattles around and in. And that'll make it a single-digit loss for Michigan State. 71-63, the final. The buzzer sounds. Notre Dame defeats Michigan State. The Spartans looked good. They hung with Notre Dame for most of the night. Late, they missed a couple of shots, and they end up coming up short.
You're never going to be the team, thankfully, in November that you are going to be in March. I mean, it's a process. And, you know, I talked to our team at the beginning of the year that it is about the journey. And we're not the same team we're going to be in the first game as we are the last game in a positive way. Like, we're going to invest, and you can't focus on outcomes. You have to focus on the attention to details of things that are important to us in our program. For me, I'm excited about the season. You know, are there things that concern you? Of course, every coach has concerns about whether it be post play or guard play or defense or whatever that they know they're going to face. So for us, there are concerns, but at the end of the day, it's no different than every season that I've ever faced. You know, we always go into the season with some question marks, and we figure out ways to make sure we're successful, that those things don't affect our ability to win games.
First ready to get rid of it. Still trying to get rid of it. Does, and it's intercepted by Aerial Powers. Bounce up ahead to Tori Jankowska. 2-on-1. Jankowska pumps once, goes up and banks it off the window. And at long last, we finally have our first 2 points of the game. Double team. Back to Powers. Left wing 3. It's good. Morrissey to our right. Into the corner. Now drives the baseline. Floater up and in. Terrific take by Morrissey. 16 minutes to go in the second half. Jankowska, lob down low to Hines, underneath the hoop, puts it up and in, and the foul. Lob down low to Mills, behind the defense, now double teamed, up and off the glass and in. And Powers taking it up the floor, gets it off to Jankowska, inside to Miller, she lays it up and in.